Now, before you run out and go buy a 2025 planner that you're not going to use past February, let's just be for real, I'm going to show you how to make a simple but effective digital planner right on your iPhone or iPad for completely free. Now, you may be asking yourself, why would someone who sells physical planners be teaching us how to make a digital planner for free? That's a great question, and we're going to get into it. The reason I'm giving you this simple yet effective tool is because everyone has a particular planning style that works for them, and I'm a huge advocate for you finding the system that works best for you. Just because I sell physical planners and they are real cute, I'm not gonna lie, doesn't mean that you need to buy one. It doesn't mean that you're the consumer for that product. Some people work better with digital tools, and there are so many digital planners available. I know it can be overwhelming. So before you go investing your money in one, it's best to start out with something simple to see if you're even going to use it. How many times have you run out, bought notebooks, journals, planners, notepads, sticky notes in anticipation for a new year? The new year rolls around, you're super hyped, you're using all the things, and then February 1st hits, February 15th hits, February 30th hits. I know that date don't exist, but you're not using it anymore. It's because it's not a system that's effective for you. So that's why it's important for me to expose people to all of the options, especially the free ones, so that you can play around with different systems and figure out what works best for you. So now that I've said my little spiel, let's hop right into it. It's gonna be super quick and easy. I'm telling you, your mind will be blown. You're gonna see that you have a resource already in your phone, already in your iPad. I'm gonna show this example from the iPad because it's a bit easier. It's just a bigger screen. I actually should show it from the computer, but I'm gonna show it from the iPad. As long as you have your iCloud turned on, this is gonna integrate across all of your Apple devices. And a major key to making this work is ensuring that your systems are updated to the most current, I believe it's iOS 18. iOS 18 now allows you to integrate your reminders with your calendar, and that's gonna be the key to success for making this free, simple, and effective digital planner work for you. So in case you are new here, my name is Shay. I am the creator behind She's Basically, and this is my platform on most social media channels where you can find me at She's Basically. If you did not know, I'm an entrepreneur, a small business owner. I have a very modern and aesthetic stationery brand called Paper Standards. We are gearing up for a new year, so this is a busy time of year for any stationery business owner. And this is a time where we really get most of our sales. But like I said, to me, I'm not one of those people selling you stuff just to be selling you stuff. I want you to buy something that works. I want you to buy something that you can use over and over, and I want you to buy something that can improve your life. So if my product is not that for you, I'm for the people that still love pen and paper. I do both. I have all my techie devices. I love a good techie device. I love a good go gadget, okay? But I love pen and paper. I'm very tactile. I have to write things down. I feel like it becomes embedded in me once I write it down. If that's not you and you're not a pen and paper lover, although all of the beautiful stationery that you see in the aisles of Target and you see online may be attractive, it needs to be functional. It needs to be functional. Yes, it's pretty, it's aesthetic, but it needs to be functional. So that's why I always recommend starting out with a few different options that are either low cost or free so that you can figure out what works for you. So we're gonna get into this little tutorial. Grab your iPhone or iPad. Again, I'm gonna do this from the iPad and then you can see it on your iPhone. But if you wanna do it from your phone to start with, that's fine too. Follow along. If any questions come up, leave them down in the comments below and I will be sure to follow up. All right, friends, the very first thing that you're gonna do is open up the Reminders app on your device. Again, you can do this from your iPhone, your iPad, your MacBook, your iMac, whatever Apple device that you have, you can do this from. For me, it's easier to start it on a larger device and then I can see it on all of my smaller devices. So as you can see in this setup, we have all of our lists, and then this is just an existing list that I have. So the first thing that you're gonna do is add list, okay? This is customizable. You don't have to stick with these icons. So you see here, I have added my own like cuter colors. So I usually change the color, and we're just gonna call this weekly planner. I do already have one called that, so I'm just gonna give it a different emoji. To customize the emoji, you just wanna click the smiley face and then you can pick whatever you want from here. Let's go with, what icon do we wanna use? I'm just gonna go with that computer icon for now. So again, customize this for yourself. You can change your emoji, you can change the name of it, you can change the color. There are some existing symbols right here, but I just like to go with the emoji so it looks it doesn't look flat. So once you have that all set up, you're just gonna click done, okay? So now we have our new fresh list, right? So what you wanna do from here is you can either look at this as columns or a full list. We don't have any sections yet, so that's why you're not seeing the difference. But because this is gonna be a weekly planner, we're gonna go to new section, and our sections are going to be the days of the week. So depending on how you start your week, some people like to start their week on Sunday, some people like to start their week on Monday. I'm gonna go with a Monday start. So my first section is going to be Monday, right? Then I'm gonna go in and manage sections and add another section. My next section is going to be Tuesday, so on and so forth. And you're gonna keep doing that until you have all the days of the week, right? So again, if you wanna start yours on Sunday, you can. You don't have to start it on Monday like me, but you wanna keep adding all your sections until you have each day of the week. We're currently looking at this in the list format, but I'm gonna show you when we swap it to columns. To me, that just looks so much better, and it really gives that digital planner vibe, okay? So we're almost done adding all of our days, and our last section is going to be Sunday. So a good thing to do at this point is save it as a template. Now, you may have other customizations that you wanna do, but again, this is gonna be a week-to-week planner, so you're gonna need to do a new list each week to make this work. So in order to not have to do those steps over and over, you can click Save as Template, right? So now every time you have to start a new week, all you're gonna do is go to your templates and use that. So you won't have to do this step all over again. So now I'm gonna swap this over to the column view as columns, and that's what really gives it that vibe. Boom. I love that, right? So now it's starting to give like a sauna, like it's really starting to do something, right? This is what I love. So now we go into Monday, and let's say on Monday, I need to drop my son off to the library at 3 p.m., right? So I'll just add in what the reminder is. Ooh, child, can I spell or what? All right. So this is the reminder, right? To add all of our extra details, we're gonna click the information button. You can add notes, you can add a URL. So if you have like an online meeting through Zoom or Google Meets, you can add the URL there. Now this is the key to make it pop up in our calendar. In order to do that calendar integration, we need to add a date. And if you want to, you can add a time, right? So we're gonna put the date where I need to bring him to the library as November the 15th. And I wanna make sure that I'm remembering that I need to bring him to the library at 3 p.m. Okay, so that's my task. That's the date I need to get it done on, and that's the time that it needs to occur. So now here's where we get fully integrated with our calendar. We're gonna go to early reminder, and I need about a 1 hour reminder before 3 p.m. so that I can make sure that I'm bringing him on time, right? If this was an occurrence that happened weekly, we could set it up to repeat. If there was a certain tag that we wanted to keep it organized by, we could do that as well. So I'm just gonna create a prime tag. So any reminders I have to do with my son has that tag on it, right? So we're gonna use the prime tag. We can set up a location. We can flag it. We can change the priority. So if it's like high priority and it's currently on this list, but you can move it around to different lists, and it's currently in the Monday column. If you wanted to get real snazzy, we can add subtasks, additional tasks that need to be completed for this reminder, but keep in mind that subtasks do not have their own like date and time associated with them. So you're not going to get a reminder for that specific subtask. It's just going to be in your list. It's not going to give you an alarm for that subtask. So let's say in order to drop him off at the library, I need to remember to add his books to backpack. So again, I'm just making up little things, but that's the subtask for this larger task. You can even add an image in here, like you could do a lot, right? So once this is all done, you can add notes here as well if you need additional notes. I'm just gonna click done. So now I have my Monday task that's set for November 15th at 3 p.m. on Monday, okay? And it even has my little subtask. You can hide the subtask if you don't want to see those, because it does make everything get a little longer on your list. The key to all this is that this is now directly integrated in my calendar, and I am going to receive that alert before it's time for me to do this. So if I pop over to my calendar, now on November 15th at 3 p.m., my son needs to go to the library, and that's already there. And then once I complete it, I can either check it off in the calendar directly, I can mark it complete, or I can just go back to my list and mark it complete there come Monday once I'm reminded, right? So once you start doing this for all your tasks throughout the week, this becomes your digital planner, right? So I'll show you guys an example of another one that I have set up for my business. The one that I have set up for my business is not weekly. It is set up by categories, right? So you can do it by weeks or categories. But as you can see, I have my full year planned out on the content that I want to post, when I need to actually work on it. Some of these things have subtasks. So like for newsletters, I need to add particular items to my newsletter. There's a lot going on right now. I'm updating my products. So these are all the subtasks for each task that I need to do for each product. Now, one thing that I love about this is that you can go into a task, a reminder, hold it down, and you can copy it. So as you can see, a lot of these are this. I'm doing the same thing every single month, right? Same thing every single month. I'm doing it middle of the month. In order for me to just continue adding that throughout the year, all I need to do is copy. So I could copy this, scroll down to the bottom, hold it down, and paste it. And then I will go in and edit this to match that particular task, right? So that's how you can build this out. Let me delete this one because delete. That's how you're gonna build your weekly planner out to make sense for your life. If you have tasks that you do repeatedly, you're gonna go ahead, copy. I know I do that on Monday. Hey, I also do that on Wednesday. Paste, boom, 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 right? You can have your column view, which is what I prefer personally, or you can go back to your list view, right? And that's gonna show you your whole week. Now, I'm pulling up my iPhone to show you that these tasks that I have created on my iPad now live directly in my iPhone as well, right? Boom. 11:11, make a wish, y'all. Now they live right in my iPhone as well. So not only are they on all my devices, it's located in my calendar. Obviously that one I would need to change the date. Don't forget to change the date when you copy and paste. So that's a good reminder. Because I copied this over here, but I didn't change the date, I need to go in and update that. So I'm gonna click the I and make sure that the dates make sense, okay? Again, I just threw these on in random spots. So let me update the dates so that they actually make sense. All right, so let's do a couple more just so we get the flow of things. Let's say this Friday I need to pay my tuition bill. I'm not in school, but let's just make something up. We need to pay our tuition bill on Friday. We're gonna add that as a task. We're gonna click that I. We're going to make sure that the date matches the day that we're talking about. We can add our time in. I need to pay that by 5 p.m., right? And I'm gonna add a new tag. It's gonna be school. I'm gonna set my reminder up. You can just remind me 5 minutes before. I'll get it done, okay? Now on Friday at 4:55, I'm gonna get that reminder that I need to pay my tuition bill. It's already living in my calendar, okay? Super simple way to keep up with all of your tasks, all of the things that you need to do. Now for me, I do like to get funky with it and start adding, you know, emojis and a bunch of other stuff. This is just a really plain view of how it can look. But again, I love to go in view as columns because that just gives me more of a digital planner vibe. And as things happen, you can check them off. So let's say I did bring him to the library on Monday. I'm gonna go ahead and check that off. That's all set. It clears off. If I wanted to rename any of these, I can click those three dots. If I needed to delete anything, I could. Let's say for whatever reason, okay, this week it's not happening on Wednesday, it's actually gonna happen on Tuesday. I can move it over just like that, and then I need to just make sure that I'm changing the information to match the change. So it actually happened on Tuesday, okay? So it's very easy to drag and drop. It's very easy to duplicate. It's very easy to add new things. Again, I'll go back to showing you guys my categories that I use for my business. You can create your sections to be anything you want them to be. For the weekly planner, it just makes sense Sunday through Saturday or Monday through Sunday. But you do not have to do it that way. You could do it by category. So let's say every week you have a bunch of different stuff that you have to get done for your family. This could be the family section, this could be self-care, this could be work, and you're still going to make sure you click that I button to add the dates to everything so that it can show up on your calendar in the right way. So again, you don't have to do it as the days of the week. You can do it as categories, because that works for me too. If you need to, you can do the column view on your phone as well. Obviously, it's not as aesthetic because it's a smaller screen, but it comes in the column style as well. Another thing that I wanted to point out, if you are using this week to week, it might be good to actually name your list based on the week. So what you would do is go back to the list and show list info. And so let's say we're doing next week, Monday through Sunday. It's going to be 11/18 through 11/24, right? Just so you can keep track. So that's going to be my weekly planner for next week. And then when it's time for me to do the new week, I'm going to go back to add list. And now I have that template, right? That template is already there. All I have to do is click it. I can name the week after that 11/25 to 12/1. Wow, I can't believe December is right around the corner. And now I have a brand new week, right? Without all those tasks. It is good to save the template with any repetitive tasks that happen every week, but just remember, if you have dates set, you are going to need to update those dates. So this is just a way to save your layout, and you can create a new one week to week. I really can't stress enough how cool it is that this integrates with your calendar once you have at least iOS 18, I believe. That is what's really going to do it for you and help you stay on track. Not only is it going to give you that reminder if you set up your reminder correctly, but it's just going to live in your calendar. So, you know, you're going to see that when you go into iCal, you can click that task, see all the information, when it's due, what time it's due. If you need to see more, you can go show and reminders, and it's going to bring you right back to that task, right? So it's super simple, super effective, customizable. Again, this is not going to have all the bells and whistles of some other digital planners, but this is a really good way for you to get started in a very simplified way to make sure that you're actually keeping up with the task. The key to this is appropriate and proper setup. You have to set yourself up for success. You have to make sure that you're going in, you're clicking that I for information, and you're adding any of the necessary details. And if needed, you can go in and add your subtasks, add your tags, change the priority, add flags to things that you want to stand out. You can really go in and do a lot of different things to make sure that your tasks are actually completed. Hopefully that's a nice, simple, and easy way for you to get started with digital planning. I wanted to point out that you can also utilize widgets to make sure that your reminders are front and center. So I have a widget for my reminders, and I also have a widget for my calendar, right? So that task that I added in for Friday, it lives right on my home screen, and I can literally click into it right from the home screen. Or you can add a widget for your list. Right now I have a list called top 3. It's just like the top 3 important things that I have to do for the day, but you can swap it out. So let's say we swapped it out to our weekly planner. All the things that we have coming up are going to live right on the home screen, right? So to me, I just love that. It keeps everything front and center. You don't have to question what's going on. I believe you can add the widgets to your iPhone as well. This is just another way for you to stay current with all of your tasks. So friends, how are we feeling now that we have this super simple but effective way to stay on top of our weekly tasks, get reminders about things that are due or becoming due? How are we feeling? Do we feel like this is a really good start to becoming organized for the new year, I feel like this is a good foundation. Whether you like to plan by paper or by digital device, this is something that everyone can use. You can literally teach this to your children, because I know them kids got iPhones. These new age kids is spoiled, because mine got one. It's so easy, it's so simple, it's perfect for those of us who are forgetful and we need reminders. It integrates right into your iCal. Drop your reminder in, it shows up on your iCal, okay? So as long as your devices are updated, this is going to be a smooth integration, and I promise you this is going to help you start getting your life together. Stop forgetting things, stop forgetting those bills, those appointments. Sometimes I even put a little reminder when I know I need to be calling certain people. Being intentional about relationships and making sure that we're communicating with our loved ones. There's just so many uses for this, and that's why I love this resource. It's in the devices that you already have. You don't need to download any new apps. You don't need to sign up for any new accounts. It transfers across all of your devices. I mean, how much more simple and effective could it possibly get? Okay? Now, I am going to be coming back from time to time to show more resources to stay organized, to stay productive beyond January. Remember, we're trying to keep these habits beyond January of the new year. We're trying to keep them year round. And even I struggle with that. As someone who loves planning, I usually fall off around May or June. When that summertime hits and all those events start popping up and we start being outside and we start day tripping and beaching and all that, I admit I start to forget about my planner, and it collects a little bit of dust until right around September. September is when we all start getting that new year itch. We want to get our goals together. We want to be productive. We want to start planning for this new year. That's when I usually pick it back up. But my goal for this upcoming new year is to be productive and organized all 12, okay? Jan through December. Okay, all 12 of them things I want to be organized and on top of my planning. So that means using various systems, paper and pen, digital, iPad, phone, computer, what have you. I'm going to utilize all of them to make sure that I stay on top of my goals. And I hope that you do the same. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. And again, you can find me on most social media platforms at She's Basically. And I'll see you guys in the next one.